Hello there. It's me, RJB. And today we've got, as you can see in the title of the video, we've got some Brain back on the menu by Brain, the one and only. Against the player Tang K. K is the clan, stands for Korea. Tang is the player Kang Tae-won. So we've got the player Kang Tae-won, also known as Byul, who was, or used to be, a semi-pro slash top-level amateur who has played in the ASL once, but he's played in the ASL, so he is among the elite of the elite. But so is Brain, also a semi-pro, top-level amateur. It's kind of like, it's hard to decide. A semi-pro is someone who has, in Korea, someone who has earned their pro license to join a pro team, but didn't actually join a pro team because they didn't get recruited. And that is the case for both these players. They were good enough to be pros, but they didn't make it into a pro team because they got their pro cards or their pro licenses near the end of the KESPA era, which is the era at which the normal map competitive scene was still active. It ended at KESPA. And afterwards it got picked up again during the time of ASL and it got rejuvenated, but nobody was a pro player anymore. Everyone was technically an amateur at that point, because nobody was signed to a pro team or had a contract. They were all making their own money with their own methods. So we've got two semi-pro players slash top-level amateurs who are playing fastest, and they play a lot of fastest. And they are arguably in the top 10 of the current fastest map elite. Byul here on the Protoss is, I would argue, one of the best Terrans on fastest map, and also a very good Zerg as well. Because Protoss is also pretty good, but I haven't seen it that much, so I can't really say anything about it. Brain, on the other hand, is considered, without a doubt, without any doubt, considered to be the very best fastest map player in the history of fastest map. And even on the normal maps, he is considered to be an absolute monster, considering he got into the top 12 of the ASL, which is something amateurs or semi-pros don't tend to do. It's a very rare thing to behold. And here he's right next to Byul. Byul starts scouting, of course, with that probe. Got the Overlord there going to the side, hasn't found him yet, and now two Zerglings are going to scout as well to find the remaining spawn locations that the Overlord didn't manage to locate. He's got a cannon there on the way in the back. He's got one gas, he's not mining from it yet. He's dancing around with the probe there inside of Brain's base. Brain, of course, going to be on the chase. There's two hatches in the back, one in the front, one sunken in the front, and with the information he's just gathered, he's going to assume, or well, he's going to come to the conclusion he's going to need maybe a couple more sunkens there in the front, because that's going to be a lot of zealots coming out. That's 4 there already. Those 4 can break to the front door there. There's only one single sunken. He's going to have to make a second one really quick. He's got the creep colony there on the way. More zealots are, of course, on the way as well. And we've got a cyber core there being warped in for Byul, as those zealots are, in fact, not yet going in. One of them is going to go in. He's going to check the front door, see how many sunkens there are. There's 2 sunkens there, in fact. And there's, no, 3 sunkens, in fact, yes, I thought it was 2. Like, sometimes they build an Evo chamber there in the front, but he builds a sunken there in the front. And it's probably for the singular reason that Byul has the opportunity or the chance, the option, to build a pylon here, build a row of cannons, and build a lot of robos right behind it. With this sunken here, he can push sunkens forward and maybe prevent that from happening. So a 4th hatcher there in the back, and the Hydralisk Den already on the way. He's going for a very fast Hydralisk Den, because we're going to have some very fast robo coming in from Byul. Byul now going for the zealot attack. There's a lot of zealots, about 7 zealots. Going to try to walk through, blocks it with the drone, very well done. He's going to get through there nonetheless. Oh, that's a lot of zealots there inside of Brain's base. Is Brain going to be okay? This is a lot of zealots. This could be a game ender. This could be a game ender, although I see he's got more Zerglings there on the way. Some Hydras, not yet one Hydra queued up. Hydra speed also queued up. Goes straight for the drones. Drones are fighting back. Drones are clipping into the zealots. That's actually a pretty good move, because now these zealots can't all attack at the same time. Still does lose about 4 or maybe 3. Yeah, 4-3 drones in total. Might lose 5 at the end. Lurkers are spawning now at the same time as well, and they're going to clean up house and hopefully save the very last drone. He went from about 22 to 16, so yes, that's 6 drones dead and gone. But, yeah, that hurts. He got slowed down significantly. If there's a player who might be able to make a comeback here, it is Brain. He's got a very great sense of the game. As the name indicates, he has the brain power, the smarts, the insights, the creativity to somehow make things work. And considering he was an ex-pro or a semi-pro, he's got insane levels of micro as well. As we saw just earlier, he microed really well against those zealots. But both these players are probably at the same level in micro. Now let's see what is Byul gonna do. He's gonna try to fly his shuttles over. Brain knows this is gonna happen. He's got his hiders there positioned really nice. He's gonna try to snipe. Oh yeah, this is the exact thing I was talking about. This is such smart play. Keeping those hiders on the exact spot where Byul could be flying in and zoning the shuttle that doesn't have speed away. Now Byul can't go in with that shuttle because if he tries to go with the shuttle's gonna get taken down and he will have about 3 or 4, maybe less zealots stuck behind enemy lines without a method of transportation, meaning those zealots are completely wasted. So he goes back to the drawing board, gonna wait for his reavers to spawn. Double reaver there, has got a lot of zealot on the way, zealot speed as well. He's gonna break through the front door for sure, and it's not gonna be hard at all. Shuttle, 2 reavers, he's got zealot attack, finishing up very soon. Zealot speed is just finished up. He's got shuttle speed also on the way. This is gonna be a very strong frontal break attempt. Now it looks like all the vision Brain has spread out across the map is giving this plan away, and Brain very quickly adapts. Gonna attack with a couple of hiders, gonna try to snipe the shuttle or maybe the reavers. Oh yeah, this is such great play, but he's not gonna get any results. The reaver goes down. I was wrong. The reaver goes down. He got himself some results, and the Sunkers are in the back coming just in time. This is the exact thing. Brain might actually get broken through here, although Sunkers are finishing up, more hiders coming in from the backside. Everything is coming up just in time. This is such... Oh, he tries to snipe the reaver. Reaver goes down. Shuttle also gonna go down, and oh, he cleans up house with absolute precise, accurate targeting, with precise, impeccable timing. He manages to prevent disaster from happening. If he hadn't killed the one reaver there in the back, things might have gone very differently. This is not what Byul had in mind, and he's playing a very solid build order, but Brain with the least possible. Like, he's got 3-4 hatchers there in the back, 1 in the front. He's doing this with the least possible. And he's managing to come out taking the least damage possible. Not sure how he does it. A lot of other players would have died to that one attack there, because that zealot speed reaver attack is honestly a very difficult thing to play against. I've seen many players die to it at that exact spot and timing, with all the damage Brain had taken to his economy earlier on. And he's managing to just stay afloat. Shuttle comes in, gonna try to snipe the shuttle. Shuttle dances around as a reaver in there. Ooh, he's gonna unload the reaver. The reaver is still far away. Shuttle goes down. Reaver number 2 doesn't arrive on the scene. Drones still stay alive. Pretty much drones still operational, but the zealot there in the front door are trying to break through. But he took so much damage to his zealots. He lost so many of them just trying to get through, because he was using 2 Hydras in between his pathways there on the sides to make it more difficult for the Hydras or the Zealots to break in and get a good hit onto those Sunkens. And this 1 Evo chamber there also making life very difficult. This setup here is brilliant. Now Byul is going back to the drawing board, although I think I know what he's up to, because he has a lot of robos, got Templars on the way, Goon range also on the way, and he's a level 2 weapon attack there on the way for Zealots. It's going to be a rinse and repeat method attack. Has double the supply of Brain. Brain has a good amount of drones though. Gets a 5th hatchery there in the back. Shoulders looking for a way in, but can't quite find a way in. There's hiders in between. Lurkers there. Gonna burrow up on the high ground. He already has overlord transportation that was very fast. But those lurkers up on the high ground are gonna make attacking from the front door impossible. He's got Shuttle there coming in from the side, but he repels that one easily as he's trying to distract with Zealots from the front, but it doesn't quite succeed. So now he's got 2 lurkers there burrowed up on the high ground. Gonna make life so much easier, because now Byul, of course, has to clear out those Dragoons on the high ground first, and he doesn't have Observers yet. Doesn't have, well, he has Dragoons, but no Observers means no damaging those poor Lurkers up on the high ground. So yeah, now he has some real time to grow big very, very fast. He's got the economy rolling. Now all he needs is more hatcheries, more tech structures, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's gonna hit 60 drones very quick, very soon, if he has the opportunity to get off 2 more drone production cycles while Byul is preparing himself for that frontal attack. I see the observatory coming in there. He's gonna have observers soon. He's got pretty decent upgrades on the way as well. Level 1 armor finishing soon. Level 1 2 weapon finishing soon. Dragoon range also finishing soon. And if we take down the Evo chamber there in the front first, because the Evo chamber has been a thorn in his side. It has been blocking access to those Sunkens. Also, he's got Overlords hanging there in the front to spot out the observer that he might try to snipe with Scorches in the future, because he only just now started his Greater Spire. He's placing it there in the Eva chamber. Greater Spire there in the front. He's got 2 more hatch there on the way. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. That's number 7. That's number 8. So 8 hatches at the moment. Got a Hive on the way. That's Brain's playstyle. He goes for very fast tech advancements. That's a Hive coming in at about 11 minutes, maybe 11:30. Most players 10, like, if you compare Brain to, for example, Hamburger Sasu stays in the lair pretty long and goes for a lot of Hydras, whereas Brain goes for a smaller number of Hydras, but goes into advanced technology pretty fast. He really knows how to use advanced technology to the best of his advantage, whereas Hamburger Sasu is much more a macro-focused player, who then also focuses on micro, but he likes to use cheap units. So it's kind of like 2 ways to approach Zerg. One arguably more difficult than the other, because I think it's a little bit more difficult to play with as little as you can, which is what Brain tends to do. He plays Zerg with as little as he can, trying to get the most out of it, whereas Hamburger Sasu is more a player of raw numbers. But now the frontal attack is commencing. Level 2 attack is finished on all units. This is a very, very nice setup on those Dragoons. I really like this setup. It's a very smart one. But there's so many lurkers there behind the Spore, and the Spore might keep the Observer just far enough away. Also, do keep in mind that the Reavers have trouble pushing deeper into the Zerg base, because they have trouble shooting on a target around a corner. And this is, of course, a corner. This is going to be very difficult to break through. Even more lurkers are on the way. There's no lurkers there in the back, but he's got the Hydras there in between, and the Queen as well with Ensnare, ready to slow down and entangle, or not entangle, ensnare the shuttle. So the shuttle's coming in. There's the ensnare, super fast reaction there from Brain. That's a great storm. Another drop there comes in, gonna try to snap a snipe to the others drop there, but this is a lot of Zealots, a lot of Reavers, and a Templar there inside of his base. Now we've got Duelists coming in to clear up the day, to clear out everything, but there's a Reaver there moving forward. Drones are dodging, drones are running away. There's a huge hit there with the Reaver, kills even more drones, and that is a pretty painful experience there for Brain. 24 drones dead and gone. That Reaver really did the trick. Now it's got Lurkers throwing up there in the backside. The Reaver there gonna fly for a little bit more, kills a couple more drones. The Reaver goes down, drones are running away to the top side there. 27 drones are left alive. He lost a lot of his drones, but he's got a lot of hatcheries now, a lot of larvae freed up that he can use to produce more drones. That one was a really good hit. If only he could attack through the front door, because this is just so fortified, so difficult to break through with the Dragoons, with all the Sunkens around the corner and the Lurkers spread out so well. This configuration is really well thought out. But Brain there tried to play defense with as little as he could there on the top side, and it didn't quite work out as well as he would have liked to. Now the game is in the hands of Byul, and Byul is going to have to make this count. Byul is going to have to make this count. Either he loses the game, or he wins. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but what I mean to say is that the game is in his hands. If he doesn't make a mistake, he's gonna win. But that's what I'm feeling, although Brain actually might prove me wrong. He's already has a couple Guardians. He's playing this so smart. Hunting for the shuttles like you would in a TVP. Oh no, gets an ensnare on a couple of them. Scorch is hunting down some shuttles, gets the micro here. He's trying to buy it. Oh, wow. That's some superb shuttle micro. I think he only lost a single shuttle despite the instant. That's absolutely great shuttle micro. He's trying to go forward there, but the observer is still pretty far away. Got the Dragoons there next to the hill. Oh, this is beautiful. This is such great thinking from both these players, but Brain here, Lurkers there on the top side, Guardians from a safe distance hitting Byul's structures. Byul is looking for a way in, but it's getting more difficult by the second. Now he's flying into the scorcher, but he avoids them, but now there's Hydras in between. He's gonna have to fly. He's gonna unload there on the spot, but there's no observer there anywhere to be seen. Storms on the Hydras. Hydras are dodging the storms there. Zealots are hunting and attacking, but in the end, the micro there from Brain really saves the day because he loses as few Hydras as he could have. The storms hit him pretty hard, but he doesn't lose as many as he could have. So 1-1 there on the Hydras, got more upgrades on the way for the air, no ground upgrades on the way at the moment. He has 1 carapace on the air at the moment, and his Dragoons, his gateway units are on 2 armor, 3 weapon, and he's got shields and armor on the way. He's got air upgrades on the way as well. He's got a lot, that's a lot of Corsairs they're spawning right about now. Got 1 Devar there in the back. Guardians moving to the front door to clear out this little section there on the middle. Byul is in trouble. Brain is breaking free. I thought Brain was in a very bad shape, but he's doing this with only 8 hatchers there in the back. He's going for a very diverse technology variety, and then goes for the attack there, teasing on the side. The game is being made very difficult for Byul. Spores are on the top side as well. There's lurkers spread out everywhere, which is making unloading shuttles there on that side very difficult for him to do. The Guardians on the middle seem to have been taken down by the Dragoons. He's going in there with the Corsairs. The Corsairs getting ensnared, so they have to run away as fast as they can from the Scourges. A couple of Scourges do hit, but the Dragoons there are functioning as a defense to try and facilitate this approach. I'm having the hiccups. He still hasn't pulled forward an observer to try and get vision of the lurkers on the side. But the Guardians moving to the front side once again still isn't making any additional drones or hatcheries. He's just functioning on 54 drones and 8 hatchers in the back. 1 in the front has been lost, so yeah, it's 8 hatchers in total. He's not playing the massive macro Zerg, he's playing the smart technology Zerg with a lot of variety in his units, and he uses them very well. There's no observer here on the side once again, so the lurkers are going to save today once again, but he's going to try to fly the Templars a little bit closer towards the drones there. Drones are running away, shuttles are coming in, drones are already out of harm's way. So the storm there on an empty patch and on some drones here on the gas, but the drones are in the front, all staying alive, safe and sound. They don't run into the front there, so no drones go down except for a couple on the gas, and Brain once again handles the aggression very well, but maybe Byul should have some observers there in the mix to help him with detecting and seeing and killing the lurkers. Byul seems to struggle with creating a proper answer to the defensive options that Brain is using at the moment. A very low economy, very low macro, no order here from Brain, but it is working so exceptionally well. He's growing bigger and stronger, and Byul has to find another way to make it. Oh, shuttles there found out of position, unprotected. Corsairs do save a couple of them, but most of the shuttles do go down, so he has to wait for another round of shuttles once again. He does have Arbiters on the way though, and I think he's got Recall, he's got Disruption Map also on the way. Sun Guns now coming up there on the top side. The Sun Guns on the top side are actually very useful. They're gonna be able to shoot past the hill, so any units past the hill are gonna be disrupted and annoyed. There it comes. Ooh, that I was expecting an ensnare, but it is a parasite, and he immediately sacrifices the Corsair with the parasite. But now he's going to the front door once again. He's gonna try to kill those cannons there on the middle. We got a gas proxy there from Byul to get a little bit more gas into the bank. And yeah, these Sun Guns there are being a pain in Byul's butt. Byul has to really start formulating some really good moves here, although he keeps getting interrupted by Scourges hunting for shuttles, keeps getting interrupted by ensnares, and keeps getting interrupted there in the front. Byul is struggling to keep up with Brain's very diverse, multitask heavy gameplay. Still only 7 macro hatcheries, well 8 to be more precise. He really is playing this on a low macro style. He's gonna try to get, I think he's gonna try to get as many Guardians as he can and then hopefully break through the front door there, although it looks like Byul has a lot of Corsairs prepared to start using them to kill Brain's air options. And Brain has no Devarers at the moment, although I see a couple more Mulas spawning and finishing up, so he might turn those into Devarers to help fight against the Corsairs. Byul once again trying to set up the middle there, but Brain is giving a lot of freedom. Not that Byul hasn't tried, he's continuously tried to get his shuttles into Brain's base, but it just hasn't worked out so far. The Guardians hanging on top of the Sunkens, they're pushing forward. Templars moving down to start storming the Guardians, although they don't have energy yet, so they're pulling back just for now. More Arbiters and Corsairs, they're on the way. Most of the Corsairs are on the middle, and they're now relocating towards the Guardians to help them defend. Guardians are moving up. That's a lot of Devourers, yes. They were indeed turning into Devourers, the Mulists from earlier, and they're going to render Byul's anti-air options pretty much useless. More Scorches coming in as well. Takes down most of the Scorches there as well. Got stages from the Arbiters. Locks up a lot of those Devourers. Good option there. Now the Corsairs are free to fire and kill the Guardians. They're up in the air. Got a big drop there, ready to go in, but I think he still has the ensnare there. And he's got a lot of defenses. There's a lot of lurkers. There's just so many lurkers spread out all over his base. This is a very interesting playstyle from Brain. Very interesting playstyle. He's really making the most of it. His minerals are actually like, even though he doesn't have that many hatcheries, he's spending his minerals so fast that his minerals are below 1,000. Goes in, flies straight into some. Oh, great ensnare there. 4 to unload there on the top side. Then he's not gonna get in range of the drones. Wait, shoots on the drones. Reaver Scarab is on the way. Reaver Scarab hits the wrong side, and the other side doesn't. Ooh. The Scarab can't connect with the drones, and most of the drones are staying alive. That would have been a very bad hit there. Templar unloads as well, but can't quite storm fast enough. And now we've got the Devourers out of stasis, killing the Corsairs. More Corsairs spawning down the top side. Byul's trying to produce his army as fast as he can, but things aren't quite working out. He's trying to do a tricky drop there on the bottom side, but can't quite storm once again. Can't storm once again. And now Brain on 72 drones is recovering a little bit from the couple drones that he lost, although he didn't lose that many at all. He's not recovering. He's sending them to the top side to start building spores and more Sunkens. He's aggressing there on the top side. Corsairs against Mutalisks. We got the Devourers there debuffing the Corsairs. Mutalisks are stronger in this specific situation. Usually, Mutalisks get absolutely curb stomped by Corsairs, but here the Mutalisks are just really making quick and easy work of the Corsairs with the support of the Devourers. Servants there near the choke are shooting past the hill, hitting units trying to leave the base. Byul is just at a loss for options, and Brain is just really styling. He's just really using all these high-end technology units, these Scorches, these Devourers, the Guardians. He's using them so well. Byul is having trouble, and he's running out of money as well. Although I don't know why, because he has 63 probes. And he's somehow running, well, okay, here's the thing. He has about 35 drones. 33 drones on the gas. That's a lot of drones on the gas, and he doesn't need that much gas. But he's getting a lot of a gas unit, so maybe he does. I just don't know. Usually, you can function on 7 or 8 gases of Protoss, and he's got 11. 3 there, 8 there, back at home. That might be the reason why his minerals are low, because even though he has 64 probes, half of the probes are on the gas, not on the minerals. But he's getting by. He's getting by. He's producing. He's maxed out. Brain is once again on low minerals, but he's making it work. He's making it work. He has about 30 drones on the gas there and about 40 drones on the minerals. He's getting another wave of drones. This time around, he might put some of them on the minerals. Maybe he's going to build more spores here on the top side, because he's just building this huge, massive, impenetrable wall to block and defend against Byul. Byul is preparing himself. I think he hasn't really been able to do much, because his army just keeps getting interrupted there when he's trying to leave. Flying back and forth, storming on the Devourers. Devourers dodging the Storm Guardians coming into the front door, going to try to hit. We've got some Hydras there moving out, and they're going to try to kill the proxy gas base, although I don't think Byul minds too much, although Byul could have built a gateway proxy there to circumvent and avoid the sunset in the front. Goes in with the Devourers on the Corsairs, a lot of Templars there in the back, the Goons and all kinds of other things are on the way. Not sure if I agree with the mass Corsair approach here from Byul, because the Corsairs are kind of winding up to be somewhat useless. The Templars there coming in to save the day, swarming on the Devourers, swarming on the Guardians, going to kill most of it, but the Corsairs there in the air really are going down slowly. More Corsairs there coming in from the left side, right side, Arbiter there providing some support. He got a drop, an observer there. Oh, he has an observer here. He can see all this. He knows how many lurkers there are. So yeah, Corsairs there still flying back and forth. Zealots there not really able to do much at all. The Hydras are on the top that have cleared out the proxy cast base, which he didn't really need. Now we can see that yes, he has a very low amount of probes, 54 probes. This game is weird. A lot of the stuff we traditionally see is not happening yet. We did see a lot of drops, but there seemed to be some sort of disconnect in the plan Byul had to fight and kill Brain. The first 10 minutes, his plan was working really well, but Brain was defending even better. And now Brain just seemed to be ahead of him as his Zerg. Somehow he was ahead of every single one of Byul's steps along the way. Byul could have built a lot of reavers and gateways on the middle, but he didn't. He chose to go for drops, but the drops were shut down so easily. Now we've got Brain just casually strolling into his base. Got a drop there coming in. There's an ensnare there on the shuttle. Spores are rapidly taking them down. The last line of defense, the Hydras there, lurks there as well. Kills the drones. But I don't think Brain minds too much because he's inside of Byul's base and Byul doesn't have much to defend. There's lurkers spread out everywhere. There's robots there in the backside, but I don't see observers anywhere. I could see observers. I see observers. Reavers falling from the back to the front. Got Dragoons, Zealots spawning as well. Carriers are even on the way. But there's so much supply in Corsairs that there's nothing in the air to kill. So of course, they're just going to fly back and forth and be useless. Going to hunt for some Overlords that are providing detection against the possibility of Dark Templars, but nope. And now they're being sacrificed for the greater good. Hydras there on the side, Lurkers growing up right next to them. Zealots not really posing much of a threat whatsoever, and Byul just gets completely outclassed, outbrained by the one and only Brain. And he calls GG, and that is a bye-bye. Brain wins with 8 hatcheries and a lot of 9 hatcheries. There's number 9. With 9 hatcheries and a lot of technological diversity used to the utmost efficiency. He didn't just spam out units. Unlike most Zergs, he went for very smart, precise play that countered every single move Byul had up his sleeve. And honestly, he made Byul look somewhat lost. Now that's one of the few things Brain can do, is make his opponent, regardless of what race they're playing, he can sometimes make them look completely outclassed and as if they don't really know what they're doing. Absolute superb game by Brain. Bye-bye Brain. So it's so annoying to say bye-bye Brain. Let's just say bye Brain. So I hope you enjoyed this match. It was a little bit of an insight into a very difficult way to play Zerg, but a very effective way if you can pull it off, which apparently is only maybe one player. Only maybe one player can play this style of Zerg. I haven't really seen anyone but Brain play this style of Zerg to great success. Hopefully another player can emulate it sometime in the future and we can see this style of Zerg used by another great player. Anyway, that's it for today. It was RJB for RJB TV. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe if you want to. I want to know what you're thinking and what your thoughts are on this game and what you want to see next. Have a good day.